Hey guys, so welcome back to Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Shit's going down here in Hope's Peak Academy. We got two corpses, Hifumi and Taka, both of which have just suddenly disappeared. I don't know what's going on. Kyoko's missing, so is Hiro. We need to find them. We need to find the corpses ASAP. Also, like, I have no idea who the killer could be in this case. Whoever did it. If it's not Hiro or Kyoko, they played a very, very good game. Hey guys. Of course you two sticking together. Where could two dead bodies have disappeared to?
Damn.
We need to search for the bodies that have disappeared. What happens after that? Is we go to the trial. I'm guessing it's not in there, right? Huh? The door must be locked. I don't think that was locked before, was it? I don't know. I mean, who do we lean towards? I just have this gut instinct. Somehow, it's Celeste. I know I said she could be innocent last time because of the body discovery announcement, but we have to remember that Byakuya, Sakura, and Toko found Taka's dead body at the same time. So maybe the body discovery announcement was for them? I don't know. In any case, I have no idea where to start looking. Actually, let's go back to the physics lab. I don't know, I don't see any blood on the ground anywhere, so wherever they were taken, they didn't leave a trail. So let's get back in here. And now the music's just all, you know, harmonious. We just lost two people, but you know, it's all chillax. Toko's still in here. Yeah, see, so there's some dragged marks here. Taka's entire body's disappeared, leaving behind nothing but a bloodstain. Got Justice Hammer number 4. Is there anything else in here? There's some mats. This is, oh sorry, a tarp. I didn't see anything out of the ordinary here. Nothing worth thinking about too much. Alright. Camera up top, and we got Toko down here, still unconscious. When Toko is, Toko, she has a fear of blood. I don't think we have to worry about anyone else dying, so I'll just leave her here for now. We're not going to take her back to her room. Jeez. Cold. Cold as the floor that Taka and Hifumi were dead on. Alright, well, don't think there's anything in the physics lab. This huge thing's just an air purifier? Frankly, that sounds like bullcrap to me. Alright, we've already examined this stuff. Alright, let's drop on down to the second floor. Oh, shit. Makoto.
Come on.
Why are you just standing there? We need to get to the repository. Huh? You mean...
Indeed.
I found them. Hifumi and Taka's bodies had both been hidden in the repository.
Goodbye.
I've already told Hina and Sakura. We'll go on ahead. Their bodies were in the repository? Okay. He's talking about the trash room, right? I'm embarrassed to admit. I don't quite know where the repository is. Sorry. It's not a word I use often. Byakuya is clearly much more intelligent than I am. Are the bodies here somewhere? How did Hifumi get all the way up here? I have to wonder where they could have been hidden. Up ahead is the repository. Right, okay. I tried the door, it was locked. The doorknob turned. I guess it's unlocked? Who the hell unlocked it? Well, then I have no choice but to go inside. So I opened the door. And when I entered, I saw... Okay. The bodies are here again. The two bodies that had disappeared were right there. The smell of blood made me gag. What I saw before my eyes was unquestionable, unavoidable, unwavering reality. And then, I heard the announcement for a second time. What's going on?
A body has been discovered!
After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
Seriously? And so here we are.
It's the Monokuma file!
Number 3. I was going to hand them out when you found the bodies the first time, but I thought something might happen.
What?
It was really hard to resist, but turns out I was right.
Stop talking.
Just hand it over already.
Punishment is waiting for you.
Now, make sure to investigate with all of your mental might and prepare for the class trial.
See ya later!
Too kind. Well then, now that we've found the bodies, all that's left is to uncover the culprit.
What the heck?
Hold on. How can you be so calm? I mean, they're dead, you know?
That's terrible.
Dead. Gone forever. They're never coming back. Awful. This is all just too awful. Hina suddenly burst into tears. She clutched at Hifumi's lifeless body.
Who would do this? Why? Why?
Large, wet tears fell from her eyes. The tears landed on Hifumi's cheeks. If this were some world of make-believe, that might have been when Hifumi opened his eyes. But this wasn't a movie. What's gonna happen? What? This wasn't...
He's alive again?
What?
Where am I? Cold. So cold. Is winter coming?
Hifumi! Wake up!
Huh? That's right. I remember now. Hope's Peak.
What's going on?
Come on, you gotta wake up!
I remember everything. Before I met you all. I met you all.
What? His memories are all blending together. He has nothing useful to offer us.
The light. It's reaching out to me. Like the tail of a comet.
Hey, Hifumi! Who was it? Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you?
Who killed me? That's right. I remember. Their name. Yasu.
Hero.
Hiro.
What? His eyes closed, and they never opened again. Death for the second time. Absolute, undeniable death. No matter how many more of Hina's tears splashed his face, there was no second miracle. Reality set in again. This isn't some stereotypical fantasy world. Tears can't restore a person's vitality.
Honestly.
You have no tears, do you? No blood in your veins, no calcium in your bones. At least you have your meat.
Stop talking.
You're just angry, going out of his way to return, just to leave us with those unnecessary dying words. Now this game has become exceedingly boring. He said, Yasuhiro, right?
Then perhaps...
Yasuhiro Hagakure. That is the only person he could have been referring to.
So in other words...
And with that, the case is solved. Assaulting people, and even killing Taka and Hifumi, and then going so far as to hide their bodies? A criminal that hides his face behind a mask and uses a bunch of giant wooden hammers? Is that what Hero is? It doesn't fit, does it?
What is this?
If it's true, I can't forgive him. No way I can ever forgive him. To kill two of our friends.
That's fine.
Anyway, it's about time we track down the culprit in our little life or death game here. Although, this time it's not all that life or death. The trial will conclude without much trouble.
Indeed.
Yes, it does look that way. It's going to begin again. We have to go through this one more time. I have to accept. I have no choice but to go through with this. To make sure everyone survives. I just have to do it. Alright. First I better check the Monokuma file. The victims were Hifumi Yamada. Or Hifumi, sorry, I've been saying it wrong this entire time, no one tried to correct me. Anyway, and Kiyotaka Ishimaru. The cause of death for each was a blow to the head. It is thought that they were both killed with a similar weapon. Doesn't mean exactly the same, though they were both hammers found at the scene of the crimes. That's it?
Very strange.
Yeah, it's pretty strange. We got way less information this time than before. That is no problem. After all, the events of this case unfolded before our very eyes. We should know more about what happened than the Monokuma file could anyway. Maybe.
Well,
There's something else that's bothering me. Someone else has been missing for quite a while. Are you talking about Kyoko?
perhaps.
Without a doubt, she has an alibi for when Celeste and Hifumi were attacked. But what if the killer wasn't acting alone? What if they had an accomplice? An accomplice? An accomplice? What are you doing here?
Monokuma appears!
Don't be rude. I'm here to answer your question. What question?
Yep.
You're talking about accomplices, right? I'm pretty sure I explained it before, didn't I? During the first class trial.
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
They do not.
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
Is there another loophole here?
In other words,
So basically, you can be an accomplice if you want, but there's no gratification in it.
So then,
So are you saying nobody worked together this time either?
hey,
Sorry, can't answer that. It would obstruct the free exchange of information between you guys. I just want to make sure you don't forget. No matter how much you might assist in a murder,
phew,
only one blackened can graduate. An accomplice gets nothing.
So in other words,
Then we only need to figure out who that one blackened is that did the killing, right? Just like normal.
well,
Okay, let me take this opportunity to clarify the whole shebang. At least he's a fair official, you know, he's making sure we've got all the information we need to survive. In this class trial, what you need to determine is
extreme!
the one true blackened who devised the murder plot and put it into action. What? The true blackened? So just one person.
Well now,
That's enough for explainifying. Now it's down to the final battle between all of you and the blackened. Good luck to all the contestants. So there can be only one blackened. An accomplice wouldn't benefit. Then I can't see any way Kyoko would be connected to this case after all. You may be right. If that's true, then Kyoko, where are you?
however,
As long as she's not connected to the case, it doesn't matter. Let's get back to the investigation.
Indeed.
I have absolutely no doubt that Hiro is responsible. But for the time being, I suppose it can't hurt to pursue further information.
So,
You know, don't you think we should consider a certain someone a suspect? Just in case. I'm talking about the murderous fiend, Genocide Jack.
What?
What? I'm offended!
Oh,
Yeah. You. When did you? I've been looking all over for you, master. When I woke up, you were nowhere to be found. That was a bit of a Monokuma in my voice, sorry.
you SOB!
Anyway, you there, Milksack Swimmer Girl.
Huh?
Milksack?
You gotta be kidding!
Why do I gotta be a suspect?
What the heck?
Well, I mean, you are a serial killer.
What?
So what? I'm like a special guest suspect every time. I have an alibi, you know. She's right about that. When we heard Hifumi scream, she was with me. And when the bodies disappeared, she was still lying unconscious in the equipment room. Plus, Taka's body aside, I can't imagine any way she would have been able to move Hifumi's body.
Yep.
Besides, I calculate every move I make. I'm not gonna kill someone when everyone knows what I look like. They don't call me the murderous fiend for nothing.
What are you saying?
That's not the kind of thing you should be bragging about.
Let's see.
On another topic, should we post a guard by the bodies like before? We can't have them disappearing again.
So then...
Hina and I can handle that, since Mondo has now deceased. You don't mind, do you, Hina? Sure. I'd be totally useless on the investigation anyway.
It's all clear now.
Then that's that. Let's begin. This whole thing is so strange. All but one of us has an alibi, so figuring out who did it should be obvious, right? But maybe it's just me, but I don't think it's going to be as straightforward as it seems. It's not just you, Makoto. I am very suspicious too. We've got Monokuma file number 3. So I've been wanting to say this for a while now, lucky I still remember. Hifumi said something very interesting as his dying words, not just that Hiro was the killer, quote unquote, sorry. He said that we'd all met each other before. Now that links back to that photo that we saw of Mondo, Chihiro, and Leon. Did we all know each other before? Are we like in purgatory or something? Like, are we all dead in real life? And we're just spending our days here in this school? I've got no freaking clue. Anyway, well, let's begin the investigation, I guess. We got Monokuma file. He's already read it, or Makoto's already read it. The victims were Hifumi Yamada and Kiyotaka Ishimaru. The cause of death for each was a blow to the head. It is thought they were both killed with a similar weapon. There's no time of death or anything else like that. Alright, well, let's begin. There's the tarp from before. Taka. He'll never move again. According to the Monokuma file, Taka died from a blow to the head. We found Justice Hammer 4 near his body in the equipment room. Is that what was used to kill him? And there's a tarp laid out under his body. Did the killer use this to move Taka's body? That way, there wouldn't be any blood left while the body was moved. Mm-hmm. True. How the hell did he get up here? 3 flights of stairs. Hifumi's big, cold body is laying on the floor. His really big body. I mean, how on earth was that killer able to move someone so big? From the nurse's office, where he was discovered, to here, the repository. All the way from the 1st floor to the 3rd, and all without anyone noticing it. How the hell? It's no good, I just don't get it. I can think about it later. For now, I have to finish investigating Hifumi himself. If I remember correctly, Hifumi's fatal injury was also a blow to the head. Probably from Justice Hammer 3, which was laying on the floor in the nurse's office. Huh? Wait. Something's off about his body. Why am I getting this feeling? Something's different. Something about Hifumi's body in the nurse's office versus his body right now. That's it, his glasses. When his body was in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered in blood. But now, they're completely clean. Does that mean someone wiped his glasses off? But who would do that? And why? Oh man. How is this all connected? This is the strange... Wow, this case has really got me, like... I have no idea what the hell's going on. This is gonna be a wild ride. Okay, we've got his glasses added to the truth bullets section of our handbook. I suppose you guys have any ideas how he got up here? Hey, Makoto? I've been thinking about something. It's about the repository. Huh? What is it? There's a lot of mallets here, isn't there? There's some missing. After Hifumi and Taka's bodies disappeared, we split up to look around, right? I was really scared, so me and Sakura stuck together.
But...
And we came right to the repository to, you know, look around. But when we got here, the repository was locked. We couldn't get inside. I know, I was here too. It was locked. And we came here as soon as the search started. So there's no way someone could have beat us here. So if that's true, then who locked it? And why is it unlocked now? I wonder the same thing. The door was locked when the search for the bodies began, but now it's wide open. There might be some secret lurking in there. But I'll probably have to leave this area to figure it out. Alright, we will do. Yeah, see, some are missing. There are hammers of all different sizes hanging on the wall, although some are more like mallets. Mallets? Could the Justice hammers have been designed using these as a model? Either way, all the hammers here have obviously seen a lot of use. They're all covered in debris and chalky stone powder. Wait. For some reason, this hammer isn't dirty at all. And it's wet. Did someone wash it recently? Spotless hammer has been added. What does that mean? Could that have to do with Hifumi's clean glasses? Trolley? This could have been used to move the bodies a little faster. Oh, sorry, a dolly. It's a dolly, it doesn't have a handle. I saw this in the art room before. I guess it's used to move statues around. It's kind of awkward, but if you bend down, it's not too hard to use. Huh? But wait. Wasn't this in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? And look at the wheel. There's a blood stain on it. So there's blood on the wheel of the dolly that was moved from the equipment room to the repository. Well, that's what those marks are, right? Those tracks from the blood... the dragon marks. That would be the wheels. What's the explanation for that? I've just given it to you, Makoto, but I suppose we have to go back to the equipment room to find out. I suppose, Byakuya, you don't have any great ideas, do you, Mr. Investigator? Byakuya, do you think Hiro really did it? I don't see how anyone could think otherwise. When the attacks and murders and disappearances all happened, every one of us had an alibi. And the last thing Hifumi said when he died... Yeah, he said Hiro's name.
So in other words...
Then there is no room to suspect anyone else. Okay, but if he did do it, why would he hide his identity with that weird costume? Maybe he thought that no matter what happened, he'd be safe as long as his face was covered. Because he's the fool of the century, you see. I mean, he is kind of dumb, and if he's that dumb, do you really think he could devise something like this? Yeah, but do you really think that's enough to explain it? I feel like there's a clue hiding in there somewhere.
What?
And is that it? That's all that bothers you about the case? Well, no. There are a few other things. Like, why did the killer try to hide the bodies? They probably figured that if we couldn't find the bodies, we couldn't complete our investigation. But if that's the case, we found the bodies pretty easily, didn't we? Again, it comes back to the fact that the culprit was a moron. Is that really all there is to it? The other thing that bothers me is... why'd they bother killing two people?
What?
Because all the rule says is, if you can kill someone and get away with it, you graduate, right? There's no extra credit for killing two people. So if you're the killer, your number one priority is not getting caught. But killing two people means more clues, more chances you'll get found out.
I see.
Hold on. Perhaps. I see. So that's what that means. Is everything okay?
That's enough.
Don't talk to me as if we're friends. Huh? What's with the attitude? But you have my appreciation.
Goodbye.
Thanks to you. I might have some fun with this after all. His mysterious words hung in the air as he left the repository. He talked as if he'd figured something out. But if he did, would it have killed him to tell me what it was? Usual. He just wants to be the hero. Okay, well then, why would you kill two people? Maybe one person witnessed the murder and you have to get rid of him. Because they wouldn't reveal you, right? And these two would be... I know they were kind of enemies at some point, but they both cared about one thing, alter ego. These two are the ones who cared the most about alter ego because of their connection to it. Taka got to see Mondo again, and Hifumi found someone who finally understood him as a person. Sakura, do you have anything of note? There are many aspects to this incident this time. Too many, to be honest. Considering that, it may be good to look back on everything that's happened.
So then...
Would you like my help? Yes? Yeah, let's look back on things. This morning, only 4 of us met up at the dining hall. Hina, Kyoko, you, and myself. We waited for the others, but nobody showed up. So we decided to go look for them. It was around 8 o'clock when we began our search. And soon after we split up, Kyoko disappeared. After that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room, on the 3rd floor, then quickly came and got you and me. According to Celeste, she was attacked by a suspicious individual and lay unconscious for about an hour. Can we really believe that? In other words, she was attacked an hour before we found her. Meaning, just after 7 o'clock. Based on the picture Celeste took, we discovered her attacker was dressed in a strange costume. It was Robo-Justice. It also became clear that this Robo-Justice had dragged Hifumi away. After meeting up with Toko and Byakuya, we began searching for the costumed assailant. We found an injured Hifumi in the library on the 2nd floor. We took him down to the nurse's office on the 1st floor, then resumed our search. But not long after leaving the nurse's office. What's wrong? I saw a shadow. Something moving around at the top of the stairs. Based on Celeste's claims, we went back up to the 2nd floor, where we split up and began searching. Whoops, wrong voice. Anyway, then right after that, Celeste screamed. This time she had apparently seen the suspect on the 3rd floor. Celeste's involved a lot in this, isn't she? She saw him first, when she got knocked unconscious, so to speak. She saw the shadow at the top of the stairs and she saw the suspect on the 3rd floor. Hearing her screams, we quickly made our way to the 3rd floor. Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him. The strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared. And then... Yeah. Huh? What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back. At that point, we decided to split up into 2 groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office. Meanwhile, you, Byakuya, and Toko pursued the suspect up on the 3rd floor. And when we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi's corpse, which is also when we heard the body discovery announcement play. But whose body was it for? I left Celeste and Hina alone and headed back to the 3rd floor to tell the others what had happened.
However...
But at that same time, we had discovered Taka's body in the equipment room, which means Hifumi and Taka's bodies were discovered right around the same time. Exactly. Because I remember hearing the body discovery announcement play right after finding Taka. And that's when I showed up and told you and Byakuya that Hifumi had been killed, right? Then you, me, and Byakuya all headed back to the nurse's office, leaving behind Toko, who had fainted. But as soon as we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd just arrived to tell us something very unusual. Hifumi's body has disappeared. We hurried back to the nurse's office to discover that his corpse was in fact gone. Then we remembered we had abandoned the unconscious Toko and rushed back to the equipment. This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating all this or something? This time, Taka's body had disappeared. So from there we began our search for both the missing bodies. After some time, Celeste told us she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository. And there we rediscovered the 2 bodies that had apparently vanished. And that brings us up to now.
However...
Looking back, things have certainly been very active. If you want to look back at the case again, just let me know. I'm fine anytime. That was a handful. What did we gather from that? Celeste was at the scene of all the incidents a lot of the ways. A lot of the time, sorry. I started reading the dialogue. There's only one way in and out of this room. Through the door that Hina said was locked before. There's definitely a lock on the door, but it can only be locked from inside the repository. I don't see any way to lock it from the art room. The door can only be locked from the inside the repository, which makes me wonder. Hina and Sakura confirmed that the door was locked after we started looking for the missing bodies. and the door is designed so that it can only be locked from inside the repository. In other words, when Hina checked it, someone had already gone in the repository and locked the door. When they were done, they unlocked it and left, which is why it's unlocked now. But Hina claims there was no way someone could have beaten them to the repository, so that certain someone... There's got to be a clue around here somewhere. Maybe I should check somewhere else. There are some places I already know about. First, the nurse's office, where Hifumi was found. Then the equipment room, where Taka was found. Is there really... How did they get in here? Were they bundled up with the body on the dolly and they rolled their way in here? How did Celeste find the bodies if these guys were in the the art room the entire time? There's so much to think about. I've got... What? I need to consolidate my thoughts.
Danganronpa.